Hey, it's your friend Kevin, and welcome to 2022. This is your first vibe of the day. All right. So we made it. We made it through New Year's Eve, and I'm not real happy with my neighbours who was letting off God knows what all night long. I went to put the bins out, put the rubbish out in the bins, and I could hear the geese. We've got a lot of Canadian geese near where I am because there's a couple of great big ponds. And it was a different type of cry. You know, almost like a panic cry. You know, usually I hear the geese flying sunrise, sunset, when they're doing their whole kind of like migrating from one part of town to the other with their flock. This one was sort of clearly where all of this mayhem and madness and the firecrackers and goodness knows what else was going off. And they sounded manic. And I'm thinking, gosh, the wildlife must be terrorized right now. They must feel like they are in some kind of war-torn country with this nonsense and mayhem and madness. But listen, that's just me and my truth. They can do whatever they want to do. I'm just always aghast at the mischief and mayhem and madness that happens during a celebration. We should be celebrating like that all the time. All right, so yesterday or the other day or whenever you're listening to this, we talked about the questions. Where are you in your life? What do you want to change? Do you think things should change? And do you want to make the changes? So and I was pondering and thinking yesterday night. I didn't get to take my bath, so I thought, there's one of the things I said I was going to do, but I didn't do. But it did lead me to this question, and I'm going to pop it up for you, see what it leads for you. The essential questions for nurturing yourself. So I know that myself taking a bath with essential oils and candles is nurturing myself. What I've done that is seemingly nurturing myself, but doesn't end up nurturing myself, is the consumption of unhealthy food, unhealthy drink. Now, that's one of my things. That's one of my little triggers. So now it led me to think, wow, okay, so now I get to this thing where what am I actually doing to nurture myself? And I don't think there's anything wrong with indulging in chocolate. I don't think there's anything wrong in indulging in, a glass of wine. I don't think there's anything wrong in indulging in something that really is nurturing your soul, is sending that really feel-good stuff to the insides of you, where every cell of your body is going, this is so good. That kind of nurturing. The other part of nurturing also might be listening to some really good music, reading a really good book. And I feel like as adults in a physical form, we sort of spend maybe a couple of decades. Certainly it starts in the mid-teens, moves on into the 20s and 30s, and somewhere in the mid-40s we sort of wake up to the fact that life is not all about what we thought it was. And then we start to emerge where the soul, which is inside the body, which kind of anchors the spirit, that's the essence of who we are, kind of like begins to wake up and kind of like something is different than should be. Anyway, so if you're a journal person, get out a journal, get a notepad, ask yourself essential questions for nurturing yourself. What are you nurturing yourself? Are you paying attention to your inner child? Are you really balanced out that way? So that was my aha moment of didn't really take the bath with the essential oils, and then realized, it's nurturing and I should be nurturing it. So then it led to, and thank you, by the way, everybody who sent comments and sent me messages about yesterday's message. Thank you. It helps. Then I got to, well, what in the world do we do, right? So yesterday we talked about not being happy where we are and what should we do to change it. What do we change it? How do we change it? What should we do? And it led me to thinking about the times in my life where I've said, yep, I'm gonna, yep, I'm gonna, yep, I'm gonna, yep, I'm gonna, and I never do it. I think there's a difference between intention, because I think intentions are hot, intentions are right there, and then commitment. There's this thing that we get furloughed, that we get distracted, and we don't commit. Oh, and then there's that rapid cycle of guilt and shame. And it seems to be this cycle. So, we have to get to the point where, all right, if we say we're going to do it, we do it, right? I learned in my teacher training that wherever you send your energy, that's where things flow to. There's a saying we used, energy goes where something flows. Anyway, it's just focus. It is really focus. The focus really should be upon you, me, us. So think about this in a broader sense, right? We've been told that if we focus on ourselves, we're selfish. Because it's usually someone else that told us that. Of course they did, because other people don't want us to focus on ourselves. They want us to focus on them. Oh! And so then I get these ideas in my head when I'm sort of quiet and reading and thinking, oh my goodness, yes, gracious, yes, yes. When we begin to transform, when we begin to grow, when we begin to learn new things, go in new directions, other people don't know what to do with that. It's okay. There's no need to be ugly. There's no need to be unkind. Certainly no need to be unkind. And you can just be loving. And you can just say, listen, I'm loving myself right now. I'm going to take some time to nurture my soul a little bit. Read a book. These tiny changes, these small changes are changes. I think 1% better is better than no better. No better is complacency. No better is the same. No better is bored to death, fed up with life. No better is now you start to go back down to this whole thing where you want to change, but you're not willing to do it. And then that kind of lazy land comes in. But yet you watch other people doing their thing, making their changes. And isn't it interesting how somehow we can get tied up in that comparison? Comparison's the thief of joy. Where we compare, well, how come they've got this and they've got that and they're doing this and they're doing that? Well, because they committed to it and they focused on it and they ended up doing it. The other part to it is when we're looking to change and make 1% better, the mess shows up. So let the mess that shows up be the message. Because I believe that challenges, struggles, problems are actually a purpose. They actually show up to teach us something. Typically, what we do with it is deflect it. Put it away. Like that drawer that's got things stuffed in it and it can't stuff any more in there. You open it one day and it's going to be all over the floor. And then you spend hours going through that pile of mess that was stuffed in that drawer that got so stuffed it broke apart, saying, I forgot where that was. Oh, I forgot all about this. Oh, look, I found that. These are the things. My nugget for you and for me, for all of us, there's been a build-up. There is a build-up. It is this pressure cooker of crazy that's been happening. And now it's time to decide what to do. And that's a decision I get to make. It's a decision you get to make. It's a decision we all get to make. Is it selfish? Not if you are doing it for the purpose of improving yourself. Is it going to be selfish to somebody else? Probably yes. But you can't really worry too much about that because that's on them, not on you. And these sound like such cliches. So I thought to myself this morning, what can I do that's going to be different, that leaves people with something even more? And I was pondering before this new year started, and I'm actually going to focus on it. When I did before I did the last level of personal growth, teacher training, that kind of thing, I did a study called The 40 Days to Personal Revolution, which was a program and a book and a guidebook written by Baron Baptiste, who was the founder of the particular style of yoga that I went to, taught, and ended up getting certified in. Some of that stuff I think is pivotal and it's pretty essential. And I was always aghast, or at least surprised, by how many times people went through this. And I remember towards the end of I call it the chapter of my teaching yoga, before pandemic land happened, I was saying to myself, wow, some of these people go through this program more than once. And in my ratchet, I thought, well, how screwed up are they that they have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it? Surely you do it once or twice, you got it. Yeah, no. Because that little ego self pops back up. It's like that constant reminder that we still have work to do. While we are in physical form, we still have work to do. Well, why do we still have work to do? Because things change always. And we use these tools to help navigate those changes, to help steer. The people in your life right now are not the people in your life in high school. The people that you're in your life that's coming up for you won't be the people that are in your life now. So there is always a little sadness that comes along with that transformation, because some folks want things to stay the same, but they really truly never do. Absolutely not. The sun comes up a different way every day, yet it really doesn't come up or go down. It stays where it is. The earth revolves differently. The axis of the earth changes. The stars kind of align up differently. So that must mean the entire galaxy, of which we are part of it, is changing. So how do you keep things the same when everything around us is on the move? Yeah, no, not so much. Okay, so I'm going to get off that philosophical topic because it's making my head spin. So, according to Gandhi, we have to be healthy in our mind, in our body, and in our spirit, our soul. Those three components, when they're all aligned up perfectly, are great. So every January, we come to the same thing where we've made these commitments. And of course, it's the same old subjects: weight and body image and health. Okay, that's physical health. Usually money, managing it, paying off debts, getting balance with your finances. That's another one. Well, that's probably speaking to the overindulgence and the debts and the balancing and the finances. That's two. And then, of course, I'm not really sure what the third thing would be. We've covered weight. We've covered money. Oh, love. I'm going to find somebody. I'm going to work on my relationships. I'm going to do so and so and so and so. All these things. And they're sort of like the same. Okay. This time is a bit of a message to say, grow up. It's really time to take charge and to take action and to do something. So, in the realm of spirit, it's important to be completely whole, like the body's a whole being. But that's not it. We have the spirit and we have the mind. All of that's got to be in wholeness. And to get to that place, we sort of have to follow these rules. We sort of have to get clear and focused on what do we do to get whole and complete. Because really, if people are whole and they're complete and they're balanced, everything works. But if we're at this place where we're questioning the nurturing of our soul, the nurturing of our body, the nurturing of our life, if we keep questioning this, then somehow something's got to be off. The pain is the purpose. The mess is the message. So when you find yourself in a mess and you find yourself questioning everything, there is something here to listen to. I learned that there are 12 laws of transformation. That was according to 40 Days, Baron Baptiste. He learned that they are basically laws of life, laws of the universe. You can say it in the Bible. I'm going to put up the 12 laws of transformation. I call them the 12 laws of life. Here they are. 12 commitments for changing. Because if you want something different to happen, you have to be the pilot of that change. So the first one, seek the truth. The second one, be willing to come apart. The third one, step out of your comfort zone. The fourth one, commit to keep going, commit to growth. The fifth one, shift your vision. The sixth one, drop what you know. The seventh one, relax with what is. The eighth one, remove the rocks. The ninth one, don't rush the process. The 10th one, be true to yourself. The 11th one, be still and know. And the last one, know that the whole is the goal. So those of you that are watching on YouTube, this should be up on your screen right now. Those who are listening, you can come back to it and then write each one of these down. So tomorrow, the first day, although this is the first day of January, I'm announcing what we're doing and where we're going with it, what my purpose is. Tomorrow we will begin with seeking the truth. And I'm unclear, I'm going to ask my spirit guides and the angels, I'm unclear right now as to whether or not we do one a day with a message, but that's only going to last 12 days. Then what? Or one a month for 12 months. And this seems to be where my mind goes to. I think January really should be the month of seeking the truth, getting to the truth of everything. So if you'd like to play along and you'd like to join into this commitment for growth, commitment for transformation, then my big nugget for you would be to go grab a journal. Now, you can choose whatever journal you want. I, at one point, got the ones with lovely covers on them. Let me show you. So this is one of the journals I got before. And it's nice. You can think of Barnes & Noble. And important notes and things I pop in there. When I'm at a lecture and I find some nuggets, I write them down. But to be honest with you, when you're doing these exercises, something like this is just as good. I mean, I don't know. You pick them up from the dollar store for 99 cents. I got loads of these. Got one here, a page full of divination notes. Seeking the truth, getting your journal, and really spending just a bit of time. Start with 5 minutes at some point during the day. And I would say for the rest of the day, if you're going to join in, when is your 5 minutes? When can you give yourself the 5 minutes to just sort of write the notes down? Be truthful about your notes. And when it's seeking the truth, there's a difference between, because here's where it gets fuzzy and this is where it gets tough. The truth, they say, will set you free. Okay, so in the Bible, John chapter 8 verse 31, I think it is, then you will know, when you seek the truth, then you'll know, when you've got to the truth sets you free from all the lies that you've been telling yourself, if that makes sense. The truth is, we are who we are. We have this. We've got this. The lie is what we tell ourselves that isn't lining up with how we feel. Let me put that even more. Okay, you've heard these things. Let's see. Dance like nobody's watching, whatever that is, where they tell you, well, you are yourself in the shower singing off key. Who cares? I don't know. let's get ratchet. You're in the car, you've got to break wind, and so you fart, and the whole car smells. I mean, crazy stuff like this. That's being yourself. That's letting it out. And I find that interesting because, when I was in the yoga teacher training, at some point you're in poses where you can't help it. There's gas in your belly and it's got to come out, and people let it go. And that usually then brings raucous laughter everywhere, or, some might call it rude. Yeah, you can't help it. It's got to come out. It's just like a belch. Um, what it should do is make you giggle and laugh, because that's somebody being authentic. They're being themselves. They're not trying too hard. They're not trying to be someone they're not. They're not trying to keep up with the neighbors. They're not trying to get, attention. When someone's seeking and craving attention, they are not being themselves. They are deflecting and trying not to look at that. So when you seek the truth, know that it's going to end up setting you free at some point, but that truth is going to come up and it's going to get stuck somewhere. And that is the part that you know that you're on that right road to improving. When you're in that space of, I want to run, I want to get out of here, I don't want to continue, this is getting on my nerves, all of that vetching that comes up, all of that, oh my gosh, I can't handle this anymore, that piece is the ego that says, telling you these lies, that this growth and this transformation is tough, and let's not do it. Let's go have a glass of wine. Let's go get some chocolate. Woo! You're at the piece where growth, something new's happening. And you can look at it. You can look at that truth. Is this really that bad? Or am I just being a nincompoop or a Nelly or a silly fool that just wants to get out of here because I can't be bothered? Or did I hear something? Did somebody say something that set me off? Did I get a trigger somewhere? This is where the truth comes in. When you get those feelings of you want to bail and you want to run and you want to go and you want to get all that, there is something in there you've got to pay attention to. Something in there that's driving that madness. And if you look at it, get quiet, just push it out the way, take 5 minutes, scream if you need to, you'll find it goes away. It sort of starts to go away. And then you begin to move forward. So I will work on that. I'm going to work on tomorrow, seeking the truth, doing a little bit of homework, some things for you, and put together something quick that we can follow. Right now, let's get to the cards and see what our reading is. All right. Thank you, angels. Guardian angels, archangels, ascended masters, our own ancestors. Thank you for revealing to us what we need to know through these cards. We are all willing to listen, we're all willing to receive, and we're all willing to grow. May the light of love, may the light of heaven and earth join us in wisdom. There we go. So there we go. Let's pick one card today. This one, because it's different color. Angelic Protection. Oh Lord, there we go. This is from Archangel Michael. So your message for today with all of this is, you are always protected. Archangel Michael is the one we call to when we ask him to cut away the ties that bind us to people, places, situations, stories, drama, nonsense, and anything we no longer want or need, and to give thanks that he's here with his cloak of protection. Those who study the archangels will know that, he's often seen with a sword in his hand, but he's also the big manager of all the angel realms, who's here to say, you're always protected, whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever you transform for. So I'll read what Kyle says. The extended message is, you are protected. The worst is now behind you, and you're ready to move beyond the challenges that you have been facing. The past is gone. Your angel guide is encouraging you to let it go. If traumatic or painful memories have revisited you recently, I know that they are opportunities to recognize how far you've come and acknowledge how much healing has already taken place in your life. When you have reflected on these shifts, leave the past behind and move forward. The present is only a gift if you are able to receive it. If you're facing the unknown at this time, know that your angel guide will guide you to the next steps, and you'll be surrounded by a spiritual force field that will protect you on all levels as you move forward. So, let's see. I don't know about you, but that couldn't have been any clearer. The past, 2021, 2020, 2019, all that, whoosh, goodbye. The present, right now, here where you are, doing this, listening to this, and the pathway forward. So if I'm going to do these 12 commitments to change, I'm going to be along with you. I'm going to be along with you with the chapters, what I learned from the chapter, seeking the truth. I'll do some notes, some highlights from it, work out where I'm going to weave that into my day, and including what comes up. And I'll be honest, hand on heart and hand to God and Archangel Michael. If I don't take my bath at night with the essential oils and the candles, I'm going to get clear as to why. If I find myself feeling guilty or feeling less than perfect or coming off my wagon of wonderful, if I find myself tipping in the ditch of doubt and all this, I'm going to be honest about it. So if you're up for it, you're wanting to ride along with it, get this out, send this to people, see if they're on board, get liking and subscribing, because my mission is to help everybody do something to where they're not reliving where they've been and what they're doing, that they're committing to being and having the life that we all deserve to have. We all deserve it. I think most of us have been shoved in this pressure cooker of madness for way too long. And it's time to say, listen, enough is enough. I'm not going to be controlled by somebody telling me something that is just not true. Listen, until next time, I love you. Take care. Enjoy your day. Bye.